Podcast with your favorite host, Victoria, and...
Start again.
I'm going to start again. This is the intro we are going to use. Alright, 1, 2, for the third time. Hey guys! Welcome back to the Truth&Tales podcast with your favorite host, Victoria, and...
Yemi.
Okay. It's been so long we recorded the video.
Yemi.
Anyways,
We'll continue. No more cutting.
Hi guys, it has been so long since we recorded the video. We are not going to we will spare you the explanation because from location to pregnancy to somebody starts job to nursing mother to it's just been so much.
We can't even explain, like we can't even trace back to where the break
problem
started. So let's forget that now.
Just assume that we are back like we never left, okay?
Yeah. It's first of all, it feels weird that
I know. That's true. We've never done.
It feels weird that we're both still here.
You don't even want to know the journey that brought us there, first of all.
And we're trying for you guys to see us because we're not in the same country now. We're trying for you guys to see us together in our first comeback video.
Yeah.
But alas, it has happened. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We've already said our names now. What's wrong with that? I was about to say.
Victoria and Yemi. Okay. If we got to go with this, we have said our names. Anyways. Remember to like, subscribe. Guys, please, YouTube is about to demonetize our channel. Please share this video and and watch and subscribe if you've not subscribed, okay?
Yeah. All right, so yes, I'll just go ahead and read the tale for you guys. Good evening, right? There's this issue I would like advice on. Like, if you are in these shoes, what would you have done? My husband is very responsible and didn't neglect his duty. He doesn't neglect his duty. My husband told me he wants to process his traveling, but his agent told him he'll connect him with someone going through student visa, according to what he told me. But he'll be dependent. I was so happy for him, and since I heard that, I kept fasting and praying for him. Things are tight for us then. Things were tight for us then, I think, and we both concluded we sell our land to process the traveling. Then one of his friends called me one day and told me that my husband is traveling with his girlfriend, and I should seize the land. I should seize his land documents. But he begged me not to tell him that I had such information from him. And I said, no problem. So the friend is begging not to reveal the source of the information. Okay. That day, I couldn't feel my legs and felt so betrayed. And I can't even explain myself that day. So that day, I followed his advice, seized the land document according to what his friend advised. Then he came home looking for the land documents that he's about selling. He confronted me, saying all sorts to me and my family. I just kept quiet, just crying that day. I did not know what to do. I wanted to confront him, but at the same time, I remember his friend that begged me not to tell him. He told me. I later gave him the land document, but a series of evil thoughts kept crossing my mind because of what I have heard. When the heat was too much in the house, couldn't hold it anymore, I had to confront him. He was pained that his friend could do such to him, and since then, they were not close friends anymore, and the friend kept his distance. He didn't want to have anything with our family anymore, because he thought he was trying to help us by telling me such information, which I later told my husband, who told me about it. You need to be flogged. That year was the worst year of my life. Some people keep judging me and blaming me that I should have told him that have separated their friendship, and I should have just kept the secret.
You shouldn't have told him.
The person. And I should have just kept the secret. And I was like, how can I keep such and be watching him process his traveling? I just said it's because you are not in my shoes. You're not in my shoes. That is why you keep judging me like that. Please, it's what I did so wrong. If you were my shoes, what would you have done differently?
If you're in our shoes, what would you have done differently? We'd like to know in the comment section before we give our own opinion. But I think that there are so many layers to the story. Because first of all, people in the comments were very upset that. Oh, so what happened to your cheating husband? Give us the full gist.
That's what I thought. That was
what she was asking about. But first of all, what do you think?
My own concern is, I would have even loved to know whether the friend was right.
Exactly.
Was actually traveling with the girlfriend.
I think if he was wrong, she would have said it that it was wrong and that's why their friendship scattered. But I feel like he was right, because why would you betray your friend? I don't know, Sha.
It's dicey there. It just makes it a little bit complex. But I'm going to assume that the friend was right.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that the friend was right and he was actually traveling with his girlfriend. But if he was traveling with his girlfriend, where is she now? Has she followed him, or whatever the case may be? But I think the points, what I'm just going to address, because the thing is not even clear, it's just making it a bit clumsy. What I even want to address is the fact that somebody told you something that could possibly be right or wrong, with whatever the case may be, trying to salvage your marriage and trying to help you as the woman. For it to even came from the guy's friend, not your own friend. So it's very rare for a guy's friend to be looking out for the wife.
Yeah.
Most times they look out for their guy, bro code, my friend. But he's looking out for you now, and he's giving you that kind of information, and even begged you. I feel like there's a way you would have told your husband, confronted him without necessarily telling him where the source came from. There are so many people that see things that one woman saw you passing by. Somebody, my friend too, was trying to travel using the same agent, saw you with another person and said people were too cordial to be.
Someone even said, you can even say that you had a dream, or a pastor revealed something to you, or like, and you see that's the problem. Exactly. It's wisdom. Even the Bible says wisdom is profitable to direct. There's something say, I had a dream. Tell me, like, you make your own investigation.
Yes.
Most times, that's why you see, you need wisdom to be able to carry things like this out. Yes. I understand that she, I cannot imagine. It cannot even happen, first of all. But in the example that is not for me. I can't imagine like hearing such a thing.
Yeah.
First of all, let's even start from the base, from the root of the whole issue. Let's start from this thing of people who are married coming as dependents, marrying somebody all for the purpose of coming into a country.
We didn't be married.
Yes, they will have to. They used to do it now.
They have to be married.
They have to be married now. They can't do it fake because they will find out, and if they find out, it's banned. So you are married already. See, Christians, let's start from here before we get into the foolishness of the woman. Because you talk about you are fasting, you are praying. You are fasting and you are praying for your husband to marry somebody else, come into another in order to come to another country to be a dependent.
I even forgot that part.
To be a fraud, and you are how are we praying on fraud? Like, what is God? What do we see God as? First of all, who is
ATM?
See finish.
It's ATM.
See finish has entered Christianity, because you say you're praying and fasting. I understand, and please don't get me wrong. I understand family is going through a lot, and she mentioned it that they were going through a lot and no. But come on, there are a lot that fasting and prayer you're using to pray for your husband to be able to commit fraud, to come into a country. There are lots of things you can, there's nobody that is holy. I'm not saying, but let us stop. Marriage is a covenant. It is sacred. God honors marriage. Marriage is I feel like the way we have seen marriage this day, it's like, let's just go to the court and
it's another activity.
Do you know how many people that come into the country like that, they just marry somebody attached? I think I was just doing that.
My own is what we should. Okay, now the husband is in the country with another person as his dependent, right?
Let's even assume the person is not the girlfriend.
Let's not assume that it's just a normal person.
So will you now come in as second wife?
Exactly. So what happens to them is you. I think it's the things that women just deliberately do to themselves. There are things that men would do to you. All those domestic abuse, emotional abuse, all those things that we say, and women are really coming out for fighting about.
Yeah.
There's those things that they do to you. And there are those things that we do to ourselves. Because you are praying and fasting for him to go abroad, make money for the family, but excluding yourself out of that family. Because if he goes with another person now, and that person is not even the main person now, is the one depending on that main person. So how will a dependent bring in a dependence? That means she has subjected herself to be in Nigeria sometimes, for life, or I don't even understand how she's not involved in the family's progress.
Most of them would, expect that, okay, he will come here, then get a job, then get his own COS, then that they will stay alive, but they stay alive, get a job, and then now, but in the law, you're already married. So how will you even justify, you now divorce that person? And people do this, but let me just say this first of all. If you were praying, God was not part of that equation. You were not, God had no hand in that scenario, because please, let's even take that thing out. And we're talking about this in one of the videos. We talk about the way japa syndrome is making family make a lot of errors. So I wasn't so sure when I started evidencing this story. I knew that it was his girlfriend he was going with. Now I know that there are people that do this arrange you, like they do the arrange. You come. I'm a student. I'm looking for a dependent to come together. So you pay me for me to allow you to be my dependent. Now those things are fraud, and we do not in any way validate that. So in case you're a Christian and you're doing all these things, people who travel to US and marry for green card and all these things. Marriage is not. Marriage is a covenant. You're entering into a covenant with God. So let's go back to that mindset anyway, so now let's leave that as an aside, and let's go to the fact that you want your husband to travel with somebody and make money. I understand this, the mindset that Nigeria is not working, let's find somewhere. I always feel like if you prayerfully ask God for revelation and for things that you can do, there are things that God will reveal to you. Even in Nigeria, they're able to go to another country. It doesn't have to be countries that are not, they're not friendly to families and bringing your family. Like when I was in the US now, I knew they would not let my husband come. So it was a matter of, should my husband now come and become even if they won't allow him come, I knew they would. I mean, they might allow him come. It's not like they will not, But then if he comes, he can't work. So will he come and start to do German fraud, start to go against the law and things like that? Our faith does not support and all, right? So please, if it's God will always make a way. But now let's go back to the main bone of contention, right?
Me, what will I love though?
If somebody came to tell you that your husband is about to leave you and your children, and the person is going with is not arranged, is actually his girlfriend. The problem is not when your husband have girlfriend, that he's about to make you sell your life savings, everything you have to japa with the girl.
No, the way she's even saying it, she's like his land. Which is land? Our land.
So I think, what do you guys think, first of all? Because I feel like wisdom is profitable to direct, right? You see, we did one thing. We did a video one day. I said that if you found your friend's husband cheating, will you tell?
Yeah. And I said, I will not tell.
She said she will not tell. And we had to go and watch that video because we had a conversation. She said, these are the issues.
See?
This is why people don't want to help people with this. This is why people don't want to be helping people. Because a person came, and like you said, there are a lot of ways that you can bring up that scenario. Yeah. But again, like I said, I understand how when there's something in you, it's like this guy is about to do, somebody that you trust, you love, you are praying and fasting for, is actually the one that is about to ruin your life. I understand the eagerness to be able to say something and to be able to, but I still feel like there are ways that she could have said it. You could have.
There are ways that you would have said it. There are so many ways, because if it was, first of all, if it was me, I'm in this situation, and I first heard that you are planning to travel to make somebody, whatever arrangement that she did with the agent, that I'm not going to be the dependent, somebody else is going to be the dependent. Let's say I don't even know what it means. I'll go and do my research. What's that about? And I realized that you would be going depending on another person, right? Which is not me.
I think she even knows what it means.
And I figured out that it's not going to be possible. Because it's not going to be possible. Because I'm praying for this family to progress. Things are tight for us at the moment. I want us as a family to progress. Why will I remove myself from the equation? Did they say me I cannot travel to Obodo?
And that's the thing. Even when the man allow you to be the dependent to another man,
and that's what I'm even saying, emphasizing on the fact that these things are things that women do to themselves. I saw another story like that, very similar to this, but in this case, the person, the lady involved, allowed the husband, so they both of them had agreed that they will both come, right, in this case, but the husband wanted to be the student so that the wife would be the dependent, so that she'll be able to work more. And you know, the person that heard the story was somebody that they were working, the husband was doing just 20 hours working in a care home, I think, and the other lady, we were working together. The other lady then said, I was asking the guy that he was so nonchalant at work. He was just like, they even told him not to come again. And she was like, don't you have fees to pay? Don't you have things to do? Like, how did you come into this country? What route? Like, why are you not really? And I said no, that his friends had advised him. A lot of people do it to make the men be the student, the wife will be the dependent, so that the wife will work and him will just chill. And this woman has children.
And if you check, she's the one that is still waiting for the children, taking children to school, doing all of that.
So he wants soft life. It's the same way we allow all those things. Once the man comes and give you this idea, just because women, you want the family to progress, you want greener pastures, you want your husband to provide. You want, that's what I'm saying.
And most times, it's not even for the husband, it's for the children.
Yeah, even if you're doing it for the children, how will you allow your husband to be dependent on it and go? Well, how will your child go? Will dependent bring dependent child?
Of course,
that's
scenario
dependent on the
I don't even think. I think when people, sometimes when we make decisions like this, we are not thinking ahead. We are not being rational. We just make, as long as you can go and send money back home, you know, and eventually when you build enough, or maybe he will even come back home. You know, again, see, you don't think far, because what would the man be doing here? And then he will come, he will find another woman, you know, and I know she love and trust him, but see, distance, coming for someone that did long distance relationship, long distance marriage, you know, it's not healthy. That's not how God created or ordained marriage to be, right? I understand that there are sometimes there's circumstances and situations that would, you know, necessitate that, but even the Bible says when you, for any reason, you have to be apart, make plans to come together, and it should not be for too long. It's in the Bible, even though that was talking about fasting and stuff, but make sure that, but it applies on, you know, in every other aspect also. If for any reason you and your husband has to be separated, there should be a plan for an immediate, you know, coming back together, right? But back to this issue of, you know, your friend came to tell you. I think I don't want to overflog it, because to be honest, and I think most people will agree with that, you know, if a person comes to open up to you about your partner cheating and all, for me, I think the first thing I would have done is try to investigate myself, right? Because first of all, the person might be lying, right? Even though if I have a feeling that the person is not, it's good to have evidence. It's good to be able to say, listen,
so that you not explain tire.
You know, explain tire, no evidence. You can gather evidence, you can, you know, approach it in a different light, right? But I think again that even though that's an issue, the main issue should be your husband was about to leave you dry.
Hanging.
And with the entire thing, she said that people are blaming her because the issue is not paying your husband, is that their friendship has
blaming her for the exactly.
Is that the friendship has scattered, that they are blaming her. So it means that you are still in that marriage with that man.
Of course.
You are still... as the man.
She has forgiven him. Not only that she's still in the marriage, she has genuinely forgiving him.
And forgiveness is okay. We're not saying don't forgive. But just make sure you've done the work.
Ma, if you have... Well, me, I even have issues with that forgiveness. I have issues with it because...
I think we have issues.
If somebody wants to leave me dry hanging,
that's wickedness. That's no longer. Yes, now I will let you go and continue your life with this person. But now you are upset that the friendship did not, which is rightfully so, because I mean, what you did, there's no wisdom in that.
I just think, right, she should have said it without necessarily mentioning a person's name, because if people are talking about the fact that you've broken that friendship, means they were really close. Means her husband and the person was really close, and if they were that close and he came to tell you an information that he has just to protect you as the wife, then
because it takes a lot.
It takes a lot for them to like step out of their own friend. I can imagine one of my friends husband coming to tell him one of my husband's maybe thing that he did, like. It takes a lot for them to be able to, and it takes a man of print, and I really appreciate that guy. It doesn't mean that although because of things like this are happening, I know Yemi might not agree, that you should keep quiet when things like this happen. I think because that's it now they've turned the guy to bad
the bad
husband and the wife.
You see, they say, you know, they put mouth for husband and wife matter because they go use you settle quarrel, right? So anyway, these are the issues. But I think I think if such a situation ever happens, you know, to a person, not to you guys. I think there are, there are wisdoms, there are ways that should be, you shouldn't make the person that is helping you or telling you about that become the bad person. I think you mentioned you mentioned a story the last time we discussed this tricky mouth of one of your friends that you were trying to
when they will turn you to this thing. I know fit. Really.
And then the two of them will now stop talking. And I've heard a lot of women talk about that. Like I told her about the husband cheating, and then the husband told her to stop being my friend.
Yeah, it's usually women. If it's a guy now, they will find a way around it. Women. That's why I don't used to do that kind of information. Well, I don't do that. Anyways, that particular episode, we're going to link it in this video so that you guys can go and watch it. Yeah. So this is just the first video to whet your appetite because we've been gone for so long. Yeah. So more is coming. More is coming. And I even need to mention. We need to mention the fact that a lot of people were leaving comments saying, "When are we coming back?" Truth&Tales, it's over 6 months.
8 months time.
You guys are back. Amazing. Thank you. We are back. So I know your appetite has been wet now. As Bridget people will say, I'm parched. I know you have gotten lemonades to drink to quench your parchedness. So yeah, let us know what you think in the comment section. And if you're yet to subscribe, click on that subscribe button, share the video, put YouTube to shame. Share the video, talk to your loved ones, tell them that we are back, spread the word, spread the news. And as always, As always, remain your favorite host, Victoria and Yemi.